Hello and welcome, REL Div 4B. I'm Space Lion, and I'm joined here by Sir Kodiak.
Hey there.
Thanks for joining me. And yeah, we're excited to kick this season off, season 12. Goodness. As way of introductions, I'll just make note that I've been in REBBL since season 7 now. Started there with an Underworld team, had some experience coming in, but have since learned a whole awful lot, like don't have an Underworld team. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me. Sir Kodiak, how about you?
Yes, I joined the halfway through the season after you. You actually recruited me into REBBL. I did half a season with Skaven, sort of as a goof just to try them out, and I enjoyed them a lot. And then the following season, I restarted with the Nurgle team that I'm still playing, which I took to playoffs last season and got knocked out in the second round. So, some success, some failure. But and I'm still playing them now in Div 2A.
Awesome. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you did that trial run with Skaven. Was that even like before? Was that in the Greenhorn you did that?
No, so that was this was your second season, I believe. With Underworld, they had this thing where they were really like the lowest divs, like for the newest people, the rookie divs. They just had so many people dropping out that they were like, "Please ask your friends to come start new teams and play." And so I'm like, "Sure, I'll do like half a season with Skaven." And yeah, they gave me like a few concede wins to get some development, and then I did half a season, didn't go very well, and it was a fun experiment. But then I started over for real the next season with Nurgle.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. So yeah, that would have been season 8.
That would have
And
been season 8, yeah.
and yeah, that would have been before we had, or before REBBL had ramp up in place.
Yeah, so it was a season I think that sort of inspired the creation of Ramp Up. That they needed something to have that not happen again. That if a bunch of people drop, have people to go to that aren't like, go ask your friend who plays Blood Bowl to join REBBL halfway through a season and have no shot of making it to the playoffs because you didn't play half the season and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think what they have. I haven't experienced ramp up, obviously, but I think what they have now is a bit more elegant.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, and you said you're in 2A right now, right? How are you feeling about your upcoming season?
So mixed feelings. Like, it's exciting to be in 2A. There's multiple playoff spots. You're up there with a bunch of really interesting teams that have had time to mature to the point that they're very particular, right? It's not just a random Wood Elf team. It's a team that's very much not to pretend our Wood Elf coach, of course. A team that's very much like, but that the coach has had time to customize to be really what they want to be.
Yeah.
The flip side of that is I thought I was going to go to 3 and have like a season to like mature myself a little bit more. So maybe easier competition. Now there's some like real stone cold killers in there, including a Robbie, the infamous like killer.
Yeah.
So it'll be a tense season, but it'll be fun too. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and I think that piggybacks off of what at least the REBBL admin teams kind of been crafting with the new div structure is that there's no real development seasons. You're either in with teams that match your skill level and match what you're trying to do, or you need to be dropped down, or you're kicking ass and then you're going above them. So yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, a little peek at the top there, or near top of the tier system, and yeah, looking forward to hearing more in the weeks.
As my team gets destroyed.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, so for our next, our first segment, really, wanted to take a look at the division on a whole. What I'm calling Div 4B by the numbers. So transition over to this, and yeah, just wanted to take a look and see what we have in stock. I think there's an early narrative going around of a lot of agility. And we certainly have plus agility. I forgot to total those up. but I know one of our coaches was doing that. um, so yeah, we're gonna take a look here and see. First at the breakdown, we actually have a pretty balanced division this year, which is going to be pretty exciting. We've got at the top 6 agility teams, and I'm using the Orca-Cola Classic rating module. And so Agi teams are mostly just this, elves and Skaven. And so we have no Dark Elves, but we have 2 Pro Elves to make up for that. High Elf, Wood Elf, and 2 Skaven for good measure. But coming in close behind, we also have 5 Bash teams. And not your, we don't have any Nurgle, which is, I'll say,
very sad for me.
nice compared to my last season, where the eventual Super Bowl runner-up, Louis Jano, was lurking about and taking all our numbers. But yeah, we do have 2 Chaos teams, Khemri, Orc, and Chaos Dwarf. And that'll be fun. I think, Chaos can be built pretty differently. And then, I haven't gotten a chance to really play Khemri or Orc with my Norse yet, I should say. But yeah, a good balance so you're not seeing the same or same-ish matchups. I think it was 2 Nurgle and 3 Chaos last season.
It was that was there was a lot of like, okay, now I'm doing this next Nurgle or Chaos team for teams in a division. Where here, you don't always get to play Khemri. There's a lot of divisions with no Khemri in them, a lot with no Pro Elf in them. There's gonna be a lot of stuff people haven't maybe seen a lot of before.
Yeah. So really, we'll be able to get some variety in there, and then rounding out the rest of the division, we got 3 hybrid teams. So Human, Necro, and my Norse. We'll take a look at those in a minute and see how everything is shaping up. But yeah, same thing. Necro obviously has a pretty strong heritage in in REL and all of REBBL, I would say. But I know when I first started, Necro were everywhere. They are what now is, I think, happening with Nurgle, but yeah, you still, I think that's also adding some of the diversity, and certainly the human teams are pretty low down there. I think with Khemri and
same with your Norse, that you don't see a ton of those.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so that's the breakdown. I think that's fairly balanced, kind of like we said.
I'd say the only thing that jumps out at me, that the one thing we're missing is I believe there's no team on this that gets stunty players except for Orc Goblins, and I don't believe there currently are any, nor do I expect to ever see any. So that's my one sadness, is that we don't have an Underworld team or a Goblin team or people know what the stunty teams are.
Right.
That those are fun to see, but at the same time, there's so much variety that I think we can live with it.
Yeah, I think from a recapper standpoint, and probably people that are playing in the div, not having a stunty matchup to look forward to is a bit of a letdown. But then again, those are the matches that always sneak up on you when you're playing, and you think you should be breaking armor left and right, and then you don't, and then you realize you didn't have another plan. So yeah, I think we'll be all right, but it's a little disappointing.
And I'd just like to say hi to Troxbirds in the chat.
Oh yeah, hello.
And I would, no dwarfs is good for you guys. Just the one Chaos Dwarf. And in terms of accepting tickets, you are not the worst div. 4E has 1 less ticket accepted than you guys.
Well, geez. I don't think we want to be that close to the bottom, really. But yeah, it has been a little bit of a disappointing start. I think we have taken the measures as recappers to accommodate for this, but yeah, it does make it a little trickier. Shout outs to Kodiak for getting me screenshots earlier of teams that aren't in the div yet. But
it's something you notice that 2A, all tickets accepted.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Yep, exactly. Life at the top is pretty good. All right, so for our next category, we've got how old a team is, or team's age. And yeah, we've got a pretty good spread here too. It's concentrated in the middle, but yeah, starting at the youngest, we have a ramp-up team from last year. This is a Skaven team, Rats of Nim, followed
As
by
we'll see, a very junior team. Very,
yeah, yeah,
very junior.
yeah, absolutely. Um, and they are followed by two teams that played in the minors last year, and both of them actually played in the same minors div, which I think, forgive me, I don't quite know their structure, but I think there is only one div per region, but I could be wrong about that. And then the biggest contingent that we have are 1 season old teams, teams that were in the 5 tier last season. So we have 7 of those, and obviously we'll get into talking about them. But yeah, a lot of interesting looking teams here for sure. Teams that have a bit more than 1 season. So this would be if they had. So I think with the Wood Elves team, I'm trying to remember a little bit, but they had some experience, maybe even in ramp up, and then they were in season 10, and then they actually took a season off.
Yeah, it looks like 4 matches in ramp up, then that 1 season, then a season off.
Yep.
I didn't know why.
Gotcha. Yeah, some OI as well. And then the Sterling Hornets, trying to remember what their story was, but they also had a little bit more experience. Ooh, skipped ahead there.
So yeah, now we got David Leclerc showing up in the chat, coming on his team, and yeah, fair amount of experience on that team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. So Sterling Hornets, they were a team from the Eurogamer Open. So a couple seasons.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So a couple seasons back, there was an article that came out in Eurogamer that brought in a bunch of coaches, but it was kind of mid-season, so the admins put together a tournament for those coaches to kind of get them up to speed. And so we have a team that's graduated from there. They were in they were in 4D last season, and are unfortunately stuck with us again. But yeah, that's a nice, almost historical artifact there. And then rounding out the older teams of the div, we've got my Norse, which have played 2 full seasons now, followed by Flyboys, which is a team that I was in a division with what feels like a lifetime ago with my Underworld, and they, I think, are coming off a season off as well, but they've played 3 full seasons in REBBL, and then I believe they were we'll talk about this more, but yeah, they were a minors coach before that, and this was their team, the minors team that they played with before that. So a lot of history wrapped up in that team for sure.
Yeah, and you can definitely see that. We'll do a team by team review, but the older teams definitely are more mature. I know, like, say your team has taken some damage along the way, so you don't have all the development you had, but there's still some stuff there. So there's gonna be some mix of where people are at. I expect some people, this is gonna be a season where they're looking more at trying to keep their teams going. Some people, I think, are maybe in a better position to win it all, but there's always inducements and there's always coach quality. So I expect big things out of everybody.
Big thing out of those inducements.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, with such a fast division, that like there's a lot of teams that aren't very well developed, but that can make great use of a wizard and stuff like that.
Yep, absolutely. So on to a couple of categories that I found interesting. We have
this is my favorite one.
Some teams that are named after races that they're not. 3, in fact, and you could probably make arguments for some others actually. But yeah, the first up is Arf Arf, I'm an Elf, which is my most. I think that one has caused me to chuckle each time I've read it. But that's actually a Necro team. The Skaven Rat Rodents.
Really doubling down on the lie there.
Really, yeah.
Tripling down, really.
Yeah, they might as well be counted as 3. They're a Khemri team. I think maybe just like a lot of wishful thinking into that that pickup role that they're going to be doing and crossing their fingers every time.
Yeah, the dream is that if you name it that, like a gutter runner is going to show up.
Yep. Just magically whisk the ball into your hands. And then goblins.dce, or sorry, DEC, which might be my favorite team theme, and I'm not even a big Magic the Gathering fan. But this is actually your this is actually a Skaven team.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say dwarf because that's what Tim Nilsson coached for many years before that, but no, this is Skaven.
Nice.
Yeah. And then for market acquisitions, wanted to highlight this as we are probably seeing, and not to start up a controversial topic, but probably seeing, certainly seeing the end of the market as it stands now. So it could change into something completely different or not at all. Just wanted to call out some teams that have gotten into the market and what they've pulled out of there. We'll definitely take a look at these players as we go. But yeah, we have a legend, Michael Jackson, and another.
What a good piece.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna talk.
We'll talk about him later. We'll talk
Yep.
about him later.
Yep. And then another piece that they also picked, that David picked up for all bark and no bite, Aldia, which we'll also see as well. They picked him up last season that they played. I have also gotten a couple teams or pieces from the market. Most recently, 666, which I think is my favorite named player, even though they're definitely they're actually literally on theme, just not quite the same theme that I'm going for. Yeah. And then I also picked up a piece that Sir Kodiak loves more than anybody.
I hate this piece so much.
It was my market consolation piece from last season.
Whoever kills this piece this season will, and again, we'll talk about why when we see the team. Whoever kills this piece this season is going to have my gratitude because I don't have to look at them anymore.
Yeah, next up, Triform Cutter. Which is a great piece. Yeah, gutter runner, right, for goblins.
Yeah.
.dc. Yeah, and this is I was talking with Sir Kodiak before the stream that I know this piece from somewhere, but I don't quite remember where. So I think this piece has some playoff history, but until we can start searching per per player in REBBL.net, it's going to be tough to find. We also have one of, I believe, 2 Beastmen that were well sought after by like 8 coaches.
Wow.
I think that's what they said in the podcast, but Little Oomph, which is an awesome name, for Goatwork Orange, is an Agi-Up Beastman. And yeah, again, I think the claims went crazy for him, and we landed him here.
We'll see why when we get to the team.
Yep. And then, did I not update that? Oh, there was not a market acquisition, but there was a trade that I thought I put in here, but I forgot to update, I guess.
Okay, it's on the version I see, but I guess not the version. Oh, yep, not on the version on the stream, but we can just say what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to throw that out there?
Sure, yeah. So this is on the human team, Flyboys. There's I believe it's a blitzer, Mike Hawk, which was purchased from my Dixie Rect, which was another human team, of course, not via the market, but through a direct coach-to-coach trade.
Yeah.
Which, in the sort of interesting history here, in that my Dixie Rect played in Space Lions division last season, which I also covered last season. So this is a player we're both familiar with, though it's a block guard blitzer, so he's not super notable.
Yeah, yeah.
But still, it's a nice pickup for the Flyboys. Just a little more guard.
Well, and we'll get to it once we see their motto there. But they have experienced quite a bit of loss in the blitzer category, so I'm sure they were pretty happy to pick that up.
Yeah, and you have this note here that 30% of the div utilized the market, which is great. As someone who benefited massively from the market, and I think possibly what was one of the best all-time purchases off the market, which was I'll just say for people who are familiar, a Beast of Nurgle with block, move up, guard, and stand firm that I purchased off of Metal, the founder of REBBL, and has essentially made my team. So
yeah,
I'm a big fan of the market.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I wanted to call this out because it was one of the points in the podcast, and I don't know how many people listened to it. I had some time off this weekend, so that I got a chance to listen to it, and they were making a point that only 10% of the market, or 10% of the div, utilize the market, which is to say 60 coaches out of 600 plus. I kind of adjusted that for teams that are actually able to utilize the market. So so that's more like
cut out the rookie teams.
Yep. So 15%, still 15% versus 30% here. Just an interesting stat that I was curious to know.
And it's a ton of work for them to do, and it's hard to balance and all that. So I understand why we're not gonna get into the details of it. I understand why it's controversial, even as someone who himself got a lot out of it.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah. As someone who didn't get their first or second pick both years, it's an interesting system and one that does feel like you can certainly twist and manipulate it a bit. But it's been nice to see like teams be able to like extend their legacy with players, and that's truly what I like about it. I really wanted to get a piece of Ornan's team, and just be able to kind of live that legacy on. Yeah. So now that we've done all that,
Ornan being, for people who are less familiar with the div, a legendary Norse coach.
Yes, yeah, he is the one that inspired at least myself into re-rolling. He won, I believe, season 8 Super Bowl there. So, yeah. So now we're ready to move into the good stuff.
What people came for us to talk about the team.
yeah, not nerdy PowerPoints.
So yeah, I think the plan here is just to go through each team one by one. We're not necessarily going to talk about every piece, but just try to get out what are our thoughts on where the team's at, what we're hoping to see from them, that sort of thing.
Yeah, and to kind of give an overview. Once we get through all the teams, we'll do some light predictions at the end, and then our hope is once we have the schedule going forward, we'll be taking more of a focus on matches and both the results of and like what is going to be coming up in the next week.
Yeah, this is going to be a very unusual one. We're not going to review every team every week. We probably won't even necessarily do a team review segment in particular. We'll might even just talk about in the context of individual games. That's what we want to talk about. But with no schedule, we just can't do it this week.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, first up, let's hop in to check out Flyboys. Yeah, so this is the human team. Like I mentioned, they've been around since season 8 in REBBL, and then they were a minor league team before that. This motto, I believe, came in my season, which was the season with Arabi, in which he experienced 7 dead blitzers in 8 games, which is awful. But yeah, what are the things that jump out at you?
I gotta say, like, I would not have known those losses going into looking at this team, because I think it looks great. I think it's a really nice spot for a human team. The ogre or power, it's got a niggle, which is unfortunate, but still, it's you got block, and then you got a bunch of other great utility skills. You've got full guard. That's nice, and particularly in this div, is really going to go and get them a long way. Chuck Yeager's a great receiver, super mobile, and Eddie Rickenbacker 2.0 can get the ball to him really well. You got the two AG up blitzers as mober sackers, alternate ball handlers, receivers. You can bash the non-bash teams. You can outmaneuver the bash teams, and that's like what humans have to do, right?
Yep.
And he's got both of those pieces. The only thing I look at and I say like this team is missing is there is no piece with both mighty blow and tackle, and in a div with like was it 5 elves and 2 skaven. You're gonna want to get that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Other than that, I actually think it's in a really nice spot, and in a div with like a real mix of like team values. He's not going to be giving up an incredible amount of inducements all the time. I think this is a really wonderful team.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see because we still have teams. Well, I haven't compared all the team values yet, but I do think this is on the higher end. But yes, not out of the realm where you're giving up a wizard to every team.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is a really interesting team and could be poised to do something fun. I'll also note, yeah, so we mentioned that there are minors. This team came from the minors many seasons ago. This is the original Ogre from that team. It's got 49 matches under its belt, and Chuck Yeager too. Somehow, is a original piece. It's wild.
They're great pieces.
Yeah, yeah, and you can see why stick with them at this point too.
Yeah.
Because
the AV bust, it's unfortunate on the catcher, but that's a piece you're protecting anyway. So valuable.
Yeah.
And the Ogre, the Niggle, it means you need to protect him a little bit. It means you can't let him be your sole, like take all the hits guy, particularly up against like Claw. But he's still great.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited to see Klepto Knight back after taking a season off, like I said. And and I also made another note. This is the oldest human team in REBBL. No other team, and maybe taking a season off is the key to that success.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no other team. I think the closest team started in season 7, so and that's in the Big O, which we all know how we feel about the Big O. They have the strangest teams in Div 1, and that is one of them. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of heritage here, and really holding the flag for human teams everywhere.
Well, and you can see why, because human teams often like top out at a point, right? It's like they don't develop enough after a certain point for like the TV and just for like sticking around and being alive. But you got 3 agility ups on the team. You got that double for block on the Ogre. You got the double for strong arm on the thrower. Like you have all of these like nice, better than normal skill ups exactly where you would want them.
Yeah, exactly.
If Mike rolled like a strength up on his, for level 3, that'd be nice. That's about all you're looking for.
Yeah, well, and like you said, you really want tackle on Oduya. John Oduya Boyd 7.0.
Nice, or Mighty Blow on Klepto.
Yep. That's a little more. That's closer. That's just 2 TDs away.
Yeah, and should be easy to score on that guy.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Moving on, got David's all bark, no bite. What elf team?
What David's been begging us for several days now.
We really should have put this on the last,
yeah. Great team though. I don't blame him for wanting people to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
I got distracted by the uniforms actually. First, I don't think I've seen this green before on really.
It's nice. It's really vibrant.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Here it is.
And I like the stag as well.
Yeah. It works really well. This team is pretty filthy.
Yeah. It was great before Michael Jackson got purchased, and now with Michael Jackson, it's just wild. Just look at that guy.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
such an inconvenience.
Yep. Yeah,
and Aldia, the other purchase, right? Like, bludge, step, diving, tackle, fend, guard. Like,
oh my gosh, that's
like
really annoying.
Every inconvenient skill you could put on him.
Yeah, as a Norse coach, I want to burn any fend piece with fire. Yeah, I think the only thing my only thought with Michael Jackson is for the legend skill, I think I would have gone leap.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not something we could put on David Leclerc, I believe. I believe,
Oh
came
yeah,
in
yeah,
with
yeah.
the
That would
piece.
have been.
But yes,
But
I would
even
have.
still, yeah,
Pass block is an interesting skill, and a lot of people don't know how to play against it.
it's
And
true.
so I think
In
he can
this
probably
div,
get a lot out of it if he plays it smart. But yes,
yep,
I would say I would have been tempted to do leap as well on an AG5 piece like that.
yep, yep, yeah, definitely.
Since it's your one-turn guy, presumably.
Right. Yep.
It means you just like, nah, screw your back, and I'm just gonna pop over that.
Yeah, I guess he does have an agility leap piece in addition to his agility leap war
Yes.
dancer.
And
So,
that might well be the thinking, right? It's what else? You already got 2 leaps.
yeah,
So
yeah. Well, 3.
and actually a third one on Chestnut.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe though of course Chestnut's original to the team. Michael Jackson is not. So talking about build decisions gets
Yeah.
weird like that.
Yeah.
But there at least would have been 2 war dancers on wherever this piece came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
And he's great. It's not. I don't think it's really a complaint.
No, definitely not. Just it was an interesting. It struck me as like, oh, what do we put on this thing? I didn't expect it to live this long. Sort of thought. But you're right. Like most people don't have to face pass block, and it is an interesting surprise when it happens. It is situational, but I think, like we already covered, there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking to pass. My team is no exception.
Yeah.
So everyone will have to be keeping their eyes on Michael Jackson for sure.
Yeah, AG5 is good. He's good at interceptions, and he's got blood step, so he can go mark up the receiver or the thrower if he wants.
Yep.
And it's probably not that dangerous.
Yep. And I mean, has everything he wants for this thrower. I think maybe just safe pass afterwards.
Yeah, it's safe pass or like block just to keep him alive, but it can do its job right now.
Yep. Not running a bench, but I don't think you really need one for elves. I think he said he was saving up for a tree, which would
that makes sense to me.
Disgusting.
Because the one thing I see looking at this team, and I'm gonna be curious to see how he handles it during actual play, is like what does he put on the line, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you have the first match will be 2 journeymen. After that, Elm's back. It's only 1, and it's like, okay, so you're gonna put a journeyman on the line, and after that, there's a level 2 war dancer, and I don't normally like putting war dancers on the line, and then everything's level 3.
Right.
And maybe the worst of them, it's not even a bad piece, but it's the kicker. But you can't put the kicker on the line.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'll be curious to see what that looks like, because it's just all quality, right?
Right. I guess against other elf teams, you could probably put that strength up piece on the line, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's you're still just gonna get a free hit because people will see the armor value 7 and figure out a way to stack guard against it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's looking really good. Fresh off of a season off as well, and seeming to be rare and ready to go.
And we got David Leclerc in the chat letting us know that he had a tree, but he forgot to Iapo it during a match.
Oh God. Oh my gosh, that is. Oh wow, that's that is one of my worst fears. Oh, Iapo, did you say?
Yes, because I believe it was. It implies to me it was an OI.
Oh right, I forgot they did that for a season. I was thinking just like, I don't know how you do this in game, but I feel like, yeah. I got
well, that's how I know. That's how I've chatted with David before because we played in clans.
Oh, okay.
So he's in clan. Nice guy.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, apparently it was a grab block guard tree. Oh, that was a good piece.
Yeah, I did have a note of that, but then I didn't want to rub it in. It's like
well, he brought it up in chat, so I think it's fine.
Yeah. It's like had one of those die and a Palm War Dancer die, but no stat ups have died. So let's see how this season.
Still a nice team. Still a really nice team. But
Very
get a little more money, get that tree, help you survivability on the line. This team can do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Next team on the line.
This is a familiar looking team.
Oh, I forgot to. in my haste of preparing for this, I forgot to prepare my team. I'm gonna be firing and hiring a new Yeti, but otherwise.
So that's that's like half my comment on your team.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, so yeah, I'd say my comment on your team is because I'll say what I think and then I'll let you respond to the vicious attacks I'm about to unleash on you.
That's fine.
Yeah, so basically it's a team with like 6 pieces I really love. So I think it's a really great team, and then like 2 to 3 that should be on their way out. So in terms of like stuff I like, the elves are beautiful. Like those are really nice shape. The killer, like he's where he needs to be. Your receiver, the runner with catch, goes great with the thrower. He's super useful, and obviously the thrower himself, your market purchase, perfect fit for the 2 AG ups. And I really like Midgard Madness, right? He's exactly what you want out of a lineman, right? Get guard, and then unlike some pieces, don't get too big. And then the problem, 3-0, you're gonna fire him. He's 220k at 87. Like he's just too expensive to spend as much time on the sideline.
Yep.
As he would. I hate party with it offends me on every level. 120k fouling piece is just absurd. Like basically you just can't foul with him unless you have a bribe and your team's too expensive to get bribes. Fend guard is fine, but even Fend is a bit much. Like I like if he say he didn't even have dirty player, I would still like Midgard Madness better than Party.
Yeah.
And so I don't think you fire him necessarily, but hopefully someone kills him for you.
Yeah, that's the idea, for sure.
And then the third, which I don't really hate him, but just like really cheese dog. It's such a shame to see that movement bust on him.
Yeah.
That it just kills me because it's like with Frenzy, it's like you almost like you lose 1 square on the run up on your blitz to the fact that you need to like save 2 if you don't want to go for it, which means he has like the effective blitzing range of a Nurgle warrior. And that's not what you're looking for out of that guy.
No.
That said, he's fine and he can do a lot for you.
Yeah.
It's just if you put him in danger and some day he dies and you get to buy a new Berserker and maybe try to like get stat ups or something on him, you're not gonna be too unhappy about it.
Yep. And I'm trying to remember when that happened. If I think it happened after I got tackle and I still just needed tackle on this team.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna stick certainly in this division. But yeah, it is definitely on my mind to look at bumping that guy out of there. And then yes, I know all about your feelings for Partey because that was practically every recap last season. It's like this guy, and at least Trock's not here to also echo that. But yeah, Partey is basically a meme player for me at this point, and will just be on the LOS every time. I think the one thing that I'm really hoping to get, and I don't necessarily regret stand firm on Bingbury, but I do wish I had a break tackle off, and hopefully I can get Frigg Newtons there. Just because like having both of them where they can be tied down is a little annoying.
Yeah, I like that. One stand firm, he can be the guy who shoves people bounds.
Yep.
You're not facing very much. What's it called? I'm blanking on the name of the skill. Juggernaut.
Oh,
you're not facing very much Juggernaut, so it's going to be hard for you to get like pushed out. But then one of them that like can't get tied up would be great.
Yep.
I also say in terms of development, I'd like to see tackle on Chicken of the V.
Yes.
There's a lot of sure hands in this division, so strip ball is going to be of like middling utility.
Yep.
And a lot of dodgeball carriers, so it'd be nice.
Yeah, that was I think done in the haze of me like really burning out last season. And I was like, what do I want, tackle or strip ball? And I was like, I would never take strip ball if I wasn't feeling like slightly hungover with this team. So let's just do that.
And it's not a bad choice. It's just
Tackle's
probably the little bit better of those.
Yeah.
So once you get that, but that's on a hard piece to level, right? AG4, move 7.
Yeah. No. Hopefully.
And for SETI, you're going to score on him when you need to score on him, but he doesn't need anything. He's perfect.
Yeah, I had trouble picking catch honestly because it was just trying to decide if I wanted him offensive or defensive. Cool. All right. Well, that's I think enough talking about my own team. Let's move into one of the minor league teams, Tainted Brewers.
Nice.
And they have the Oh, what is this? I think this is Blood Bowl tablet uniform.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Because I look at this every
It's
time,
atrocious.
and I want to like put this on a team, but then I don't want to look at this
Yeah.
every week.
It's psychological warfare. Like you walk into a game with this guy that's like, this guy could do anything. You pick this uniform.
I mean, it's in the motto. It's in the motto. We'll drink anything.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
including, your sanity.
Yeah.
This team looks really, really good to me.
This is a really, really nice team. Yeah.
I mean, especially I know everyone's been talking about all the Agi up players that we have, and I had 2 of them, but this guy has all the claw and all the guard.
And in a division with a lot of like, elf and Skaven teams, it's got 6 tackle pieces. And there's some teams like we've talked about where it's like, oh, this team needs more tackle, this team needs more tackle. This team does not need more tackle. It's got fun.
Yeah, it's really. I mean,
2 of them are claw. Both of the claw guys had mighty blow.
Yep.
5 guard, blodge on both of the bull centaurs. That's so nice in this division where you need to stay fast.
Yep.
Get one more touchdown on Mickey Man. He's got break tackle as well, and they're going to be running around, and you totally need that to keep up with the elves.
Yeah.
And the blockers will hold them in place. Bull centers will chase them down. Great looking team, and a great team match for the division.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know what else I'd want on this. A dirty player hobgoblin maybe, and then if you can get Ryan Dunn another level, get tackle on him so he can chase people down.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I would like that because he's kind of your safety, and in this div you want tackle on your safety. And he's only 10 away, and you're gonna be blitzing with him, so he'll get there eventually. And I agree on dirty player. Actually, I checked the history to see was there a dirty player on it previously. There was not. So I think there's a reasonable story for that I could guess, which is the first one he's like, okay, well, I want a ball carrier, so I'll do sure hands, block, fend, that sort of stuff. And then the second one might have been a dirty player was the goal. And it's like, whoops, roll doubles.
Is it
I'll go ahead,
doubles for them?
Well, hobgoblins are general access. And so that dodge is a double. It makes that piece a lot more survivable. Some people would go guard there, but he's already got so much guard.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the dodge at all. And I'm guessing that when either Alexander or Philip level, that's probably dirty player.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't honestly see many hobgoblins get to level 2 that don't have a very specific role.
Yeah.
This is
I'll be curious what he does with that piece, because it's really just a goblin that's better at what it normally does.
Right.
But hobgoblins are so disposable that to be good at that is sort of interesting. So I'm curious if there's a specific use of that piece in game.
Yeah. I mean, probably worth the 50k just to have something else that can have another agility 3 piece that can do something. Yeah,
it's a backup ball carrier. It's it can mark stuff in ways that some of the things can't at move 6.
Yep.
Once you get your dirty player, it's a good assist on a foul because again, it's movement 6 and it's dodge, and it can kind of get around someplace where you might expose it that a Chorf just doesn't have the speed to get to. So I think you can use it, but I'm curious to see exactly how it ends up coming out. And and David pointed out in the chat that we want to see a vanity pass on either number 12 or 13 down there, just to get dirty player first game.
Oh, I see.
Well, I want to see that. You maybe don't want to see that, but I want to see that.
Yeah, no, I misread the comment, and I thought he was saying I would definitely skip over dirty player if I was him.
Yeah.
Please, no. Yeah, interesting. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't have any other. I think this is a really solid team.
Yeah.
They've got 2 claw, mighty blow. Goodness. Yeah.
And those will continue to develop nicely, right? Because you're gonna get armor breaks, and there's more skills to take on them. But the team's got what it needs, right? It's except for a couple of things we mentioned, you got the guard set up on most of them. You got a couple of them that can do damage.
Yeah, 4 of them are within MVP range.
Oof, yeah.
Gross.
Well, yeah, and Peter Cook, who's one of the killers, it's 2 Kazas, and he's got.
Yeah.
He might just fill out guard, might do piling on.
Yep.
Curious to see what that is.
All right.
Good team.
Yeah. Thankfully, only one of those. All right, yeah, let's go to Goatwork Orange.
And just for okay, I guess you're looking at the. Oh, this is a very pretty outfit.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, they went orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, in general, I haven't made too many comments about it, but I am very happy with pretty much all of the themes. We've pretty much have solid or solidarity, and that we all went for something with our naming schemes. So
yeah,
cheers to the div for that. Wow, this is interesting.
yeah. It's in some ways a chaos team that's way through development. That there's definitely more that needs to be on this team for it to feel like it's 100% ready to go. But there is good development on it already. You got block on your warriors. Hassanite is a stone cold killer. Like he's gonna do damage to teams. And Little Umph is obviously a delight.
Oh my gosh.
This
piece.
I like Final Appearance on him. It's nothing that I would ever take.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
That's
makes it very
fun.
survivable.
Yeah. That's gonna be fun. I like how Foul Appearance is on every model, other than like the Nurgle model has it very like muted almost, or you're just used to it. Like other models just have it like a badge of honor. It's so good. Yeah, I think. I mean, first off, they're gonna want some tackle ASAP.
Yes, this is another team with no tackle.
Yeah, but I think also I'm trying to like separate the fact that he doesn't have his players all nicely lined up like the other, like the Chaos Dwarf coach. But I do think like he's got a lot of solid level ups. He's got 4 guard, and a lot of his pieces, just like we said with the other, a lot of his pieces with just 1 level are within. I guess not a lot, but 2 of his pieces have. Just a couple SVP to get their 2nd level. 2 of his Chaos Warriors are very close to getting their 3rd level.
Yeah, getting another level on Circus Peanut to get him guard would be really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and Truxbirds, who's in the chat, is saying that went for guard at the end of last season. Had I known it was be a div like this, I'd have gone more tackle. Yeah, it's kind of hard to know that, right? And like Chaos, you always want to have guard. Tackle is nice, but I think there's ways with guard and with your strength 4, with your horns, to be able to pull off 3-die blocks and that sort of thing.
That said, it's still gonna need to happen, sooner than later.
Yes, yeah. Unless the schedule gods like grace you with orcs, Khemri, I don't know, Chaos Dwarves for the first 3 matches or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And David Leclerc pointed out that Sure Hands might have been the stronger on Lump, and that's what I would have taken.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even see that was missing.
That's presumably the legend skill if you manage to get him there.
Right.
Jeez. That said, he's still a very good ball carrier, and I think one of the things actually with Chaos and also with Nurgle is the movement up is almost as good as the agility up. That extra range is huge, and like agility up you can fake with mutations, right?
Yep.
Moving up, you're as fast as you are.
Yep. And
together they're wonderful, right? Because now he can corner and keep moving, and it's a really dangerous piece.
Yeah, it's like in some ways you probably get worse. I mean, it's not as bad as like if this was a Pestigore. Like you're not gonna outrun your team as badly as Nurgle,
right?
But you do have to
kind of those wars.
Yeah, but you do have to like wait for your team to catch up a little bit. But still, it's nice for like when things are jammed up and you need to like make a break for the end zone. Yeah, having all that is going to be really good.
Yeah. Well, and Nurgle has a little more ability to keep the screen down that gets built because you have like the beast with tentacles and that maybe is tying up some pieces and controlling where the game is.
Yeah.
Whereas Chaos, all the elves just like disappear in front of you. And nice little columns of 2.
Yep. I think the other thing with this is that the Claw Chaos Warrior versus like, I mean, obviously you don't. I think this is a nice piece, but I think obviously or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like with Chaos, you want a Beastman to be a killer.
But you want both.
Eventually, oh, you want both. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like you want both. I like Hessa Knight a lot. You want someone in the scrum and you want someone doing blitzes.
Yeah,
I like it just fine. T Rose, needs claw. Unless you decide you need tackle more.
Right.
Which
right.
probably you do actually, because there's so much low armor value in this division.
Yep.
So yeah, that should be tapped. But like T Rose eventually becomes a killer. Also.
Yeah. Yeah. Claw isn't necessarily. Certainly, I guess we keep saying, but certainly not in this div. But yeah, I don't know. But still, like solid development. And yeah, just be interesting to see what is made out of it. I'll also note Troxburg's is a very experienced Chaos coach. So before Goatwork Orange, which is a season-old team, I actually played with Troxburg's in that now infamous Robbie division, where he caused my team to re-roll. I can't remember who else, but there's a number of us in that div, including Flyboys as well. But yeah, they've been playing Chaos for a long time. I think since season 6, even. Yeah, they're the most veteran Rebel coach among us all. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm excited to see. This is then clearly someone knows how to play this team. I will disagree with chat slightly, even though I just said I'm now well aware I'm disagreeing with someone very experienced. I don't know that I would put Stand Firm on Hessa Knight next. I would probably do Tackle. That'd be my choice. I think for like your killer Chaos Warrior, that's better. But
yeah,
not like Stand Firm would be bad.
Right. I think I could see it either way because it has guard, and it is one of your strength 4 pieces. I could see you wanting it, but like just give that to Creamsicle, and you'll be good.
Yeah, Creamsicle's obviously getting Stand Firm, I would think. Yeah, Circus Peanuts get guard.
Or Mighty Blow, yeah.
Yeah, depends what you do, I guess.
Troxford says season 7 for Culinary Nights Delights. Okay, well, I thought I saw season 6, but yeah.
Very solid team. Needs a little bit more to be like totally at where its potential, but it's some really good pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and just as for note, Amber is MNG'd and Niggled, so.
Oh, I missed that. Good to know.
But it's a block piece, man. It's fine.
Yeah. That's all of my pieces. Block pieces. All right. Yeah. Let's go to I think my favorite team theme. Goblins.tce. And yeah, as I alluded to at the start, Tim Nielsen is a do I want to say dwarf coach by trade? He played dwarves for quite a number of seasons. I think similarly, season 7 or season 8 to myself and Troxburg's, and played them for a number of years. Was in the Div 4 with me and Robbie and everyone, and has since decided agility is the way to go. Agility, Skaven, or goblins masquerading as Skaven. I don't know which way we're gonna say it, but yeah, this is a interesting team for sure.
I love this team. I have no experience. All of the references go right over my head, but
yeah,
I absolutely love this team.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's with the 2 journeymen. It's gonna be 1460, and it can do so much. It's gonna be getting wizards in so many matches up against like some of the higher tier teams, and it's just gonna take such incredible advantage of them.
Yeah, I don't think you really mind having journeymen at all.
No, they're great. That's value, right? That's a lineman you didn't pay for.
Yep. That's fodder you didn't pay for. That's the easiest LOS setup, pretty much. Though you probably wouldn't want this very crippled kicker on the line if they weren't actually a kicker.
That guy getting to just like stick around through multiple injuries because like you got the one skill I need on the line.
Yeah.
I see one guy with that. The rest of you should be rookies.
Yeah.
Journeyman even better.
I think anybody that targets this guy is cruel and unusual. Just leave him alone.
Yeah.
Let him fester. I mean, that's literally his name. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like you said, I mean, the gutter runners are great. Just about set. Um, like Murder's Red Cap's pretty cool just to get around.
Yeah.
Almost like, I don't know. I think the only thing you're missing, well, I don't know. There's so many different ways to do gutter runners. I wouldn't.
Mm.
I'd love to see, after I play them, of course, but I'd love to see Red Cap level and get like Big Hand. Just be able to, like, after the strip ball happens, go in and pick it up.
No, that's really Jiki's job, right? Like
Oh yeah, true.
leap,
True.
sure hands, AG5.
Yeah, the
I would like
sure
to see big
hands.
hands there if you get a level, but I don't know that I would go big hands anywhere else because AG5 helps make up for it some, right? Because like
Right.
2 tackle zones, it's a 3+ with a reroll.
Yeah.
So I would not go big hand there, but because God, that's a great ball retriever.
David says
And,
Red Cap's hoping for MA plus MA.
yeah, that's the dream, right? Is movement up. You got 2 heads to make it easier to dodge past stuff in the back, and
Yeah.
then you're just like, yeah, sprint, sure feet. That's my natural one turner.
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing, quote unquote, you're missing is that you don't have that movement up gutter runner that everyone loves.
And you might build them that way as sprint sure feet anyway.
Yeah.
Just figuring like one push is not that bad if it's truly just one push.
Yeah. I'm looking at Kiki Jiki because I was like thinking maybe this is a market pickup, but I don't think so. It's only got 13 matches. I think it's just spent like once they got that agility up,
just kept scoring on it.
It just
makes sense to me.
Going.
Great piece.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Definitely.
Yeah, and Triform Cutter was the market acquisition, right?
Yep.
And you can see why someone would want to buy that. It's exactly what you want in your Ballhawk.
Yeah, not. I was gonna say not too pricey, but it is a bit pricey, but I think worth the cost for sure.
Yeah.
And just more advanced version of like what you were doing with Rabble Master, which having 2 wrestle gutter runners is great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. See, well, that's where David's saying this fits the theme, but that's where my lack of MTG comes in.
That makes sense that Kiki would throw passes, right? Because AG5, there's a fair range which we're doing a 2+, and you can then feed the other guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a great team, and actually you don't need a ton of development. Trim the team value is. That said, Red Cap probably should have wrestler block at some point, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I won't stay alive.
Yeah.
And we didn't even talk about the 2 Storm Vermin are very, very nice. You got the one.
Yeah.
You got one with Tackle and Juggernaut. And obviously both have Mighty Blow.
Yep.
For Blitz and everything else. Now, the second guy will go after the Elves. First guy will help take out Beastman in that.
Yep. Yeah. Depends how you feel about piling on. Like maybe one, like War Chief gets that next.
Yeah, maybe.
Or Pile Driver. I know. Yeah, I know. With your killer, you've opted not to do that.
Yeah, but that's because Pestigors don't start with block.
Right.
I like taking it eventually. Yeah, you probably put it somewhere. I would probably put it on Pile Driver at some point.
Yeah.
But maybe after Tackle and Distiv.
Yep. I mean that's the way, from my experience, you build Underworld Storm Vermin.
Right.
Is Mighty Blow, piling on, Claw in some order.
Yeah. And Claw's normal for them. It's a nice thing there.
Yep. Yeah, so I think you have one of those, and then one just like a piece that can do things without blitzing 2, though Juggernaut's a part of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
this is a wonderful team.
Yep. Yeah, very streamlined, like we said. Because it's just 100K after, man. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that'll be fun. All right, on to Orcs. This team theme I really like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
really went for it. Even named the team stadium Gompton, CA.
Nice.
So really getting into the West Coast theme.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no. they definitely have a plan in mind for how they're building this team, and it is make sure both downs don't screw us.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a light team in general. That this is one of the least developed teams, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. They're, I guess they have 2 more pieces. I was gonna say they are the same team value as the Skaven we just saw, but yeah.
In an actual matchup, they ended up at 100 lower TV
Yep.
because of the journeyman.
Yep, exactly.
And so and that's unusual. That orcs are going to be below the Skaven in team value.
Yep. I do like this blitzer. I like movement up on it, just to be able to reach things a little bit better.
Particularly in this div where so many fast pieces that you're going to want to hit with that mighty blow tackle.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think we keep referring to that as just the agility teams, but all the hybrid teams have super fast pieces with dodge, myself included, but also the necro and the human team. So yeah, I think it's pretty well suited. Definitely want some more guard here though. First off,
yeah, doing block first on the black orcs makes total sense, right? It makes them so much more reliable.
Yeah,
and they're on their way, right? Like
they are.
I mean, if you can feed them a touchdown, which isn't impossible, that would be sweet. Nuke just needs himself a Cass, and you got 2 more guard, and all of a sudden, this is a team that can do some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen in a match. I mean, they're, I think they're a solid team that just needs some more pieces to take it to the next level. What do you think about not having a troll?
I don't love the troll on the orc team. I think it's expensive and not that amazing.
Yeah,
I tried to do an orc troll orc team at one point. I just could not. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah,
the black orcs are so much more reliable. You don't want to hit with the troll. It's not like a beast or something where it's got tentacles or prehensile tail as some secondary thing to do when standing around, and you can't put it on it because it doesn't have mutation access.
Right.
So I like not using it.
Yeah, I think big guys in general are tough to assess value on. But I mean, it does add a presence here. I mean, I think right now, looking at this team, if it had a troll, it would look like a more formidable team to me, even with that expense.
Yes, that's the point David Leclerc's making in chat as well. That in this div, I think a troll might make sense.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, I think if this was your 2A div, obviously these pieces would not be developed this low in development, but having beastly black orcs and blitzers, I think can do all the work for you at that point.
Yeah, so I could see buying a troll and keep understanding you're not going to keep it forever. It's basically there to take hits against the bash teams, and you're so low in team value, it doesn't mean you're giving up a wizard all of a sudden to the elves. But as soon as that were to start happening, where you gave someone a wizard because you had a troll, and it's like an agility team that can actually use it well, I'd be like, that dude's gone.
Yep, exactly. He does have the money for it, and I don't know if he's saving for something else. Probably want to get.
He currently got a level 2 stadium with no enhancement, so he might be looking to spend it on that.
What do
also needs
orcs
to give themselves orc cheerleaders instead of humans.
Good catch.
What do? You probably do the same thing. You do either the anti-riot stadium or you do the anti-pitch invasion stadium. Is how I would see it.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Let's go to the necro. To Arf, I'm an elf. Nearly has me fooled.
Yeah. Sadly, 2 strength ups instead of a bunch of agility ups for the fake elf.
Yeah, they're really not on point there. But yeah, this is an interesting team. I can't decide. I feel like they could go far. Question mark.
There's a number of pieces on this team where I look at man, I'd like for this piece to have one more skill.
Yeah.
Like you got a strength wolf and a mighty blow wolf. That's awesome, but they both need more than just block.
Yeah.
it would be nice to have that Blodge Flesh Golem have guard as well.
Yep.
Like that's sort of his main job is to go stand places and provide guard.
Yeah, I've heard necro coaches debate this, dodge on the fleshy, but it definitely has its benefits. But yeah, I don't know how you weigh it against guard. I guess division by division it depends.
You're accepting that he's not as good as he could be for it's SPP 16 through 30, right? That he would have been better with guard, but once you get guard, then suddenly, he's awful, right? Because he's Blodge stand firm guard, and you just can't
awful to deal with. Yes, yeah.
No, I mean, eventually teams can deal with it, right? Because you've got like the Pest with Juggernaut and Mighty Blow and Claw and Tack, and it can move anything. But he's not having to face that, right?
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah, and generally, if you have tackle, you're not going after the flesh golem unless you have to. And especially not the dodge one.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice team. The strength up ghoul is interesting.
Yep.
They can be very inconvenient, but they can also be hard. You still don't want, even though they're strength 4, you still don't want to base stuff with them all the time.
No. Well, and he doesn't have. He does not have. Yeah, it doesn't have block on it, so it's not really.
Yeah.
Not really
Presumably that's on the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he doesn't really have a ball carrier at all.
Yeah, I'm curious who that's going to be. Because there's one argument to use the strength 4 guy sack, right? It means that War Dancer who goes flying in there, whoops, you're uphilling.
Yep.
On the other hand, there's an argument that that's not a great use of strength 4 all the time. So,
I think you probably do it to get the level at least for the next game that it's in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then go from there.
Well, and the decision to be a ball carrier is you'd still do block first, I think. And so it would be sure hands after that.
Yeah.
That would turn him into a dedicated ball carrier.
Yeah. I mean, we all know how sure hands works. It just doesn't. Troxburgh.
Well, it would be there to frustrate your strip ball runner.
Yeah. Plenty of people are going to do that already, including myself, just staring at it. Troxburgh is saying that this team spanked his team 2-0 last season. So they are former rookie div mates. And this I don't know.
I think Dave is right. Yeah, it does make sense to make him the ball carrier, the strength 4 guy, the ball carrier, just because it's a thing that actually uses the strength 4 well, that doesn't constantly expose him to damage.
Yeah, and the Wolves are in a good place. I think
you could use tackle on a Wolf.
Sure. But
which I mean, we would say about every team except for the Chaos. Actually, the Chaos, even on the Chaos Dwarves, we said should get tackle.
Yeah, we did. We love tackle. Okay,
yeah.
Our tackle bias.
You had a chart at the beginning about why we like tackle so much.
Yeah. But I mainly mean they're both primed for their next level. Legolas just needs a freaking vanity pass, turn 1, game 1 if he wants to do it. And Elrond could probably just get that through Kaz
He's one of the 2 blitzers, right? We got a blitzing white and a blitzing werewolf. Makes sense to me.
I guess you can't put that werewolf in the bin, even though it's movement busted, because it has Mighty Blow, huh?
Mighty Blow is probably too valuable. It's a shame, but he still moves 7. That's still a fast piece. Yeah. I would not throw away a Mighty Blow werewolf over just a movement bust.
Yeah, I mean, to compare it to, my move busted, also Frenzy, Berserker, 7 is still exponentially better than 5.
Yeah, he started at 6 and going to 5. It's like I went blitz range. This guy still could blitz plenty far.
Yeah, as David says, you just wait for him to naturally die, which is a wolf thing for sure. Yeah. It's interesting.
We got our dirty player zombie. I feel like there's a lack of dirty player in this division.
There is.
Which makes me, as someone who's going to be watching games, sad.
That's why you just gotta watch Partey all the
time. I guess there is that. I did complain about that one. Dirty player guy.
I was also gonna comment, and not to keep nitpicking, but these whites are weird to me. And like the one piece that does have tackle, I guess, yeah, movement's cool, but then also like you've got movement everywhere else. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
think
interesting.
I would
Like
have liked
Toriel, I
Mighty
like
Blow.
Toriel, I like Lodge's guard. That's a great
Yep.
use of that guy because I like a pillar white on the
Yeah.
Necro team where your wolves are your blitzers. The other guys, yeah, is yet another blitzer, and that's sort of interesting.
I mean, it's cool. But it's so tough to like know what to do with stat ups, especially as you get
Yeah.
later on in a player's development.
Yeah.
Mighty Blow would have just been really interesting to take, but I don't know. If you're blitzing with your werewolves all the time, you don't need it.
Yeah, and I think it's a good fit for this div to have like more. And it's gonna be good now because this is your safety right now, right? It's block, tackle, move up.
Yeah.
He's the one thing that could go stop an elf in the backfield.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And yeah, maybe he gets Mighty Blow eventually.
Yeah.
Or not. Whatever.
Yeah.
You could decide that you have that he's not your killer. So would you do it?
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Moving on.
The last of the teams that actually accepted a ticket.
Maybe we should back out and see if anybody's accepted while we're doing this.
I can do that well instead of you doing it on the stream.
Whoops, too late. No. The answer
Great
is no.
teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork. Go team. Okay, so this is. I just now realized that Cyanide just. No, never mind. I thought it ordered them by team value. Or does it?
I don't think so.
Nah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tarkanon, who was our former clan leader back when.
Oh right.
Back when we were doing Foul 2.
I was like, how did I know this guy? Because the name was super familiar to me, and that's what it is. That's fun.
Yeah, and
I do believe it is by order you join. Just
yeah. I also faced. This is a longtime Khemri coach. They started with Khemri in season 7, I believe, like a lot of us. Which I think was like the Legendary Edition peak, like as far as like a bunch of us all coming in at 7. I know that's right around where Legendary Edition released, and I finally made the transition to Blood Bowl 2 versus, I don't know, still waiting for Blood Bowl 1's resurgence. I don't know what I was waiting for. It'll be good again. Dungeon Bowl. But yeah, so I've faced Darkanon before, and they are also one of 2 coaches. Forgot to mention this with Tim, but one of 2 coaches with playoff experience here in the main playoffs. There is some minors playoff experience scattered about, but him and Tim both took their teams, Dwarves and Khemri, or Khemri and Dwarves respectively, to the main playoffs. And now they're doing Elves. Khemri and then Elves. Direct line, I think. But yeah, this team is tough to talk about, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it hasn't really defined itself yet, right? Like,
right.
You got some nice levels on stuff, like K2 and Everest. Like, those are nice blitzers, right? You know,
yep.
Lodge tackle, be very useful in this division. Got some development on throwers, on catchers, and all that. But the pieces that they haven't hit the point, they're just getting like their basic skills, right? That's a real high elf thing, is that they just take. You're just like, okay, I have to get dodge on everybody. Okay, now I need to get block or wrestle on everybody. And it's just this thing of like, there's our first couple levels are just basic stuff that's useful and good, and it's better than anything else you could take, but it's not interesting to look at. The exceptions are, we got a guard lineman that's nice to have, and an AG5 lineman that'll be an interesting piece someday.
Yeah, totally.
David's calling this a very average high elf team, and I think that.
Yeah, which is still pretty dangerous. I mean,
yes.
I don't know. Yeah, they don't have any like leap players or anything like that, so no real shenanigans yet. The agility up lineman is obviously ready for shenanigans, but also pretty far away from that next level. Yeah,
because he needs so much to be able to do that. Where you really want that is on catcher, right?
Yeah.
it'd be nice to get AG up on one of those catchers and turn him into a real star.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, I mean the thrower's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting there. The blitzers.
It's just another one of those teams. It's one of the teams that's, I think there's a few of them in the division where it's like it's good, it can play games, but it's not quite what it should be someday.
Yep. Yeah, I think, and like for the first game, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be in the same team value range as like the Orcs, because their linemen are so expensive. Which I think they can hang with. Like I think the Orcs is another one that just like had a plan in mind, was gonna like make sure all the basics were covered and then like go from there, which I think, yeah, I mean could be. It depends how like the first half of the season goes for them, and I think the same for these high elves. Like if they get like a couple of wins and get some like good SPP on key pieces, like both of these blitzers are ready. Which honestly, like I don't even know like how much additional you want on these blitzers. I mean you do want it, but like they're pretty good right now.
Yeah, you're starting to hit the point with the blitzers where like sidestep's probably your next skill.
Yep.
Because they don't have strength access.
Yep. Yeah.
And what you really want is one of them to get mighty blow, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that you're starting, or like an interesting stat up or something. Like they're starting to hit the point where they've got most of what they want. I look at the catchers as like that's where we need more development, because those are incredible pieces on the high elf team. And because movement 8 and strength 3 and aging 4 is really something.
Yep.
And there's something which you generally don't build as a catcher. Right, you build them as like off blitz. Like the blitzers end up more being like pillars and utility pieces. They blitz early on, but once the catchers level up, they're your real blitzers.
Yep.
And they're very, very good at it. But they need more levels.
Kind of similar to Pro Elves, which we'll get into. I guess we haven't looked at Pro Elves yet. I guess both of them haven't accepted it.
Yeah, apparently something about Pro Elf coaches that they can't accept it.
Yeah. So
Pro Elves, unprofessional coaches.
Yeah. Elven Union, we are waiting for our union representative to fill out paperwork. I'm actually well, anyway, but yeah, I think that's similar to how you build those blitzers and those catchers too, because those catchers are also strength 3, which is really nice, and you can do there's just interesting things that happen, but you do have to get that dodge first, unless you're getting stat ups, and I guess you probably don't buy it, but I guess you probably wait till you get more development on these catchers before you get another catcher, I guess, right?
Yeah. I think a 4th would be excessive. Yeah. Because there's 3 of them, and you still want a bunch more.
Right. And
I would not, frankly. I might have only had 2 at this point still. I don't mind the 3rd one. I think that's fine, but 4th I think would be excessive.
Yeah, I'm guessing they had a bunch of line elves die, right? And so like they had fodder that could kind of protect the pieces that was important, and now they don't, and now it's like, well, I'm not gonna fire a catcher because I'm worried about it dying. I'll just let it die.
Yeah. So at this point, I basically every time I go over 100, right, just buy a lineman.
Yeah. Though again, as with most elves, lineman loners aren't the worst thing in the world.
True.
Cool.
So I think now onto the second slideshow portion.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this running.
And yeah, I see. Yeah, diving tacklers, sidestep makes sense. Blitzers, I can see doing 1 of each.
Yeah, I really like sidestep on elf blitzers for sure. In my pro elf experience.
Yeah, not least it's because it's one of the things where it's not just because it's useful in and of itself. It's also like I know as like like a bash coach that when I think about who am I going to blitz, I look at sidestep and I'm like, man, if I can't get this guy on the ground, then he can hang my killer out here. Yeah. Like just like it's like standing out there naked, and I don't like that. And so I'm going to go blitz somebody else. Right. It's a nice way to make that an inconvenience.
Yep.
Of course, the normal uses of it are great for marking, great for repositioning. Means you can put them on the sideline.
Yeah, totally. Well, and speaking of,
Yeah.
Looking at Sterling Hornets.
It's got 2 blood steppers.
Yep.
Of course, that's the pro elf life.
That is. Yeah, so this is our Eurogamer coach. They went. I haven't been talking about records, but I think this is interesting. They went 4-0-0 in the Eurogamer Open before losing in the second round of those playoffs. And then from there, they were, like I said earlier, they were in 4D this past season. And yeah, this is interesting. And it's, I don't know, I do appreciate, well, I prefer having my positionals all lined up together.
Yeah.
This makes it a little, like the impressions are a little weird.
Yeah, the catchers distributed throughout the listing is, it's a pet peeve.
Yes, yeah, totally personal preference, no judgment. But yeah, I mean, we talked about having that 4th catcher that's a rookie. The Hornets coach has made the decision to go for it, and I don't really blame them in this case. They've got line elves with block. They've got line elves without block. They've got a bench technically, not for the first match. Yeah, and their other catchers are great.
Yeah, they're already level 3 at least, and so that, like, Pytho, you can put more skills on him and he'll get even better. But
yeah,
Raj is a good base. Raj strip ball on the other guy. You got guard guys. That block guard guy is cute. You don't want to get dodge on him, but
yeah,
he's nice.
I've been in that scenario where it's like, well, roll doubles. Guess I'm getting guard. Where I really wanted dodge, which looks like they took a niggle for their trouble at some point. Yeah, I really like Pro Elves, and so my bias is on its sleeve a little bit, but yeah, I think this is pretty good. The thrower, I probably would have just dedicated all throwing skills till later on before going block, but maybe you're carrying with it and then chucking it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, block's an interesting choice there. That I would have been tempted to go accurate, just to, once you get strong arm, like, okay, this is a guy who can really throw the ball.
Yep.
Just expand that. That said, he'll live longer with block.
Yeah, potentially, though it took some sort of injury at some point. But yeah,
just nothing permanent on that. We do have 3 niggles on the team.
Interesting.
That Orion, the 3 with the crosses who are all niggling injuries. But
so wait, really, the
line's actually fine.
I would definitely fire that rookie lineman then.
Yeah, I'd wait to get more money first, right? Like, I wouldn't do it instantly. I would do it once I'm.
Oh, true. I guess you're not gonna get a loaner for that. Well,
exactly. You're not gonna get a loaner for it. You're gonna save yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I would wait to see who I was first facing. If it's like the other Pro Elf team, I'd probably fire it, and then you have enough cash to rebuy right away. But maybe wait. I don't know.
I just don't like going down to 0K. I dropped myself down to 50K to buy a Pestigore recently, and I'm like, don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think, I don't know. You would get a loaner in the first match.
Right.
So, I don't know. Anyway, that's.
But in general, I like this team. It's.
Yep.
It's nothing super flashy about it, right? But
right.
It's
got
a lot of good pieces.
None of that agility up that we kept seeing earlier. But
is there even there's one double, right? There's the strong arm is the only. Oh, there's the strong arm and guard, so there's 2 doubles.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Really, they become alive when they have agility 5 pieces and and some more guard too.
That's the dream, is AG5 on somebody.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the blitzers don't need much to get going, and just like with the other. With the high elf blitzers, they're pretty much once you get them blodge, they're pretty good right from the get-go. Diving tackle is interesting.
Hawk is a super inconvenient piece. I think it's going to serve him well in such a mobility-heavy division. Just stick that guy on somebody, hard to knock off, and diving tackle with tackle together is fun.
That's really fun. Yeah, I've done blitzers with fend after tackle before, based on the division that I was in. But diving tackle is really, really attractive for them, for sure. Cool. Yeah, I think this team could do some fun things, and it'll just be interesting to see how they stabilize the two of their more important pieces being niggled makes me worried. But
Yes.
But they can also build up those catchers pretty fast. So if he gets a replacement one going pretty good, I don't think he has to worry.
Yeah, particularly Orion, who's just 3 normals. Like, man, if you were able to get like a AG up on one of the other catchers, you'd be happy to replace Orion as a ball hawk.
Yep.
And just be like, yeah, that guy's eventually going to go away.
Yeah, right. Because, what happens if he gets in there, strip balls, and is standing in the middle of the cage?
Right. And that may be how he took. It's not surprising that those are the two. It's the one who goes screaming at the ball, and it's the one that barks stuff.
Right. That baby dodges into the cage to give the guard for the screaming.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Cool. All right. On to. Oh yes, our Skaven rat rodents. Which maybe that's my favorite thing. No, still gotta give it up to goblins.dce. But this is fun.
Yeah.
I
like skeleton rat 5.
Yeah. Yeah, they're having fun with it. That's for sure. It's great.
Yeah.
Rathamu. Oh shoot, there's a better way to pronounce that, isn't there?
Ratholomew.
That's really good. And the first rat still kicking.
Yeah.
Better than any rat ever would.
Yeah. But rats don't get regen.
I mean, yeah. What? So, talk about teams with a plan, and talk about teams with dirty player. This team is going for all. They're going all out, huh?
Yeah. More Guardian of the Tomb Guardians would I think win now, but Mighty Blow means that this team is going to keep developing. You got Ratrick and Ratricia, both, one Kaz away from a level. I assume we'll see Mighty Blow down the line on that point with Ratrick, and hopefully more guard.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully like block or something. Like a double would be nice.
Yeah.
But I think you'd like to get that now, right? Because it's like 5th and 6th skill on this team.
Right.
On the Tomb Guardians, so it's like, oh, I'm owed a double. Not that that's how it works.
No. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see. I mean, it seems like they have their game plan, so they're gonna go Ratrick, Mighty Blow, Ratricia, guard. Which, if that Ratricia level comes soon, I think it's fine. I just don't want to be stuck waiting for that 3rd guard.
It's tough, right? Because up against the bash teams, you don't have, like, there's a number of teams with more guard than this that are going to be able to control the situation better.
Yeah.
Like those, like the Chorfs, right? They're just going to surround them if they want to get into it.
Yeah.
And they've also got block.
Yeah.
And then the elves are just going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to stand next to your Tomb Guardian. Like,
right.
You'll be on the other side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen, at least, I think my rookie div, or maybe my second season div, I was in with McMackey, who like really had, even just naked Tomb Guardians had a way of like positioning them so that they were in the way and impossible for you to like, just like, get your team to move. And I think if you're really good about like just positioning them and not, I think the Mighty Blow is helpful, sure, but I think with any Khemri team, you're not counting on removals as much as other bash teams, as so much as just like controlling pitch position, just being in the way. And
4 strength 5 pieces, no loner, no like, really stupid or anything. So you can just always put them exactly where you want them.
Yeah, I definitely really like Khemri. And their thrower is in like outside of getting that agility up, it's perfect. Like
that's the thing they're really bad at.
Right.
And so having your most developed piece be the guy who solves that problem for you to whatever extent he can. He's got the sure hands and he's got the kickoff return.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably if you're going to go in for the fouling game, maybe building a little bit more of a bench. 13 is probably a good number for this Khemri.
I'd agree. Skeletons are so nice. 40k. You can afford to
it's
carry
so
13.
cheap.
I say as someone with 16 players on his team.
Oh my gosh. Well, Div 2A problems, I guess. And yeah, I'd probably like. Ironically, I would want Mighty Blow in this Blitzra, Mega Craig.
Yeah, I'm sure that has to be next.
Yeah.
And it's more guard is like it's interesting. He's like, okay, well, we're not going to guard the Tomb Guard on the level.
Yeah,
let's get him on the Blitzra. It's nice to have a second one, but it does make sort of a funny, a funny comparison.
Yeah,
he will presumably get Mighty Blow.
Right.
Join the party.
Yeah.
And then tackle on Ultra Crag too, so he can pile on all the elves.
Yeah. I think this team, has some tools and just has the pieces to be like in a good spot this div, but could also like get beat up like 3-0 by some pro team with a wizard.
Yeah, and it's gonna come in at low enough team value because like there's no journeyman gonna be added to this. It's 1370.
Yeah.
And you got a dirty player piece. There's going to be some bribes available to these Khemri.
Gulp. Yeah.
So do not be happy if your people hit the ground.
Right.
Up against this guy.
My armor value 7 everything. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think it would be interesting. And there's there's not a ton of claw that's going to be coming for Tomb Guardians.
Yeah.
Like maybe if you have like some suicidal. Wolves, you send them after Tomb Guardians, but like it's a lot to set up with Frenzy.
Yeah.
And there's really just the chores that I think you have to worry about.
Yeah. The chores will do it because not at least the Tomb Guardian. They don't care.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Could be fun.
Yeah.
For other people.
Yeah. It's all fun for me.
Sure. All right, and next we have our next Pro Elf team. And this one kind of broke up his... Well, it looks like he lost a catcher somewhere along the line. But he has an amazing catcher elsewhere.
It's like half amazing, right? Like Tabalon is...
true.
Is like it is an absolute abomination in the making, right? Move a strength 4 AD5, but it's got nothing else, and so it just that's a piece where just gonna be like, get this piece every touchdown possible. Get more skills
in the back and throw passes.
Because you could take this thing to legend with skills that are amazing because of what this guy can do. I for me, this guy becomes the cage diver.
With
because
the strength up.
That you go like, that you're gonna rep dodge and wrestle and lead, and that's actually all you can put on him because that's 5 skills.
But do you?
Of course, that does mean you're abandoning your strength 4 guy inside. That's the one downside.
Yeah, I almost wonder. I mean, the strength up makes it tempting, but without like having core skills from the start, I almost wonder if their agility 5 Blitzer makes a little more sense.
Thorin there might be some logic to having him do it.
Yeah, I guess it all depends if you're okay doing like 1 dice and stuff.
Yeah, but, it's what it comes down to is like is Tabalon is like a stat freak in search of like a purpose. Yeah. And I'm really curious what Pandito is going to do, like what choice they're going to make.
Yep. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of ways you go. You could do the cage dive. You could do the ball carrier. You could do a receiver. I mean, you want to carry on the thrower a lot of the time.
Yep.
But it's just a super versatile piece.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, do you? It's nice to have these options, right? Compared to the other Pro Elf team that doesn't have any stat ups, I think it is really nice to have these options. It's interesting. I just noticed he went leap on his other blitzer.
Yes, it's an interesting. It's the one that's maybe like the 3rd piece I would put it on. But
Yeah, and so like
still,
maybe like
it's useful.
all depending on order, like because it's close to leveling. Maybe he
Right.
got leap, and then he got these agility ups, and he's like, oh, okay. Um, I mean, you're elves, so you want to emulate your wood elf brethren. Um, yeah,
I don't mind having 2 leapers, right? Because you can be like, well, is this like a good leap? If it's not a great leap, then you're like, I'll send Tavel in. He's,
yeah,
armor busted. He has a maybe non-optimal skill choice given some other things.
yep, yep,
I'll expose him to some danger.
yep,
And then you have other pieces for when it's like, okay, this is when it's going to win me the game. And I know it can actually work out.
yep, yeah, for sure. But yeah, like you said at the start, like Tavalon needs at least to get dodge next. I think would be my first choice.
Oh, there's 2 Tabalons. One of them Nalawa,
dang it.
one of them Krummawa.
Yeah, I wasn't.
These are
going,
default names, right?
Yep, I wasn't gonna name and shame, but yeah, we
Unpronounceable.
almost had everybody with themes until Cross the Empire came. No, yeah,
But yeah, who needs a theme when you've got a
yeah, yeah.
That's the theme of the team.
And
it's an amazing piece.
Right, exactly. And I can trash talk because he can come on the pitch and like school me 4-1 or whatever, and I'll eat that pie that I tried to throw or whatever. But yeah, I think that piece getting leveled would be great. Only has 2 catchers, which I think is fine. But probably
given that you're trying to level both of them.
Yeah. You don't want too many different things. They're at 10 pieces. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes. So they'll have one journeyman. So they'll be at 1490 in the actual match.
Yeah, I think I get another. No, he's got 5 linemen. I guess I save up for another catcher and hope like in the meantime I get dodge on Tabalon Nuola and God, there's so many Nuolas too. And then you're good because if you get dodge on both of them and you don't have the Chaos Dwarfs first or second, then you should be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Nice looking team, but one that still needs to bake a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and then we have one of our other minor league teams, and they also this is nice. This is also our second Chaos team.
Yeah, the better developed of the 2.
Yeah.
I mean, better in the sense of more developed, not like
right,
smarter developed or whatever.
Right. Because what I would want to see, I think, is more guard.
Yeah, you want more than one guard on a Chaos team.
Yeah, I'm looking around.
At least under traditional builds for Chaos.
What? Yeah.
I
do really
dodge first on those Chaos Warriors is an aggressive choice. Like, I turned that down on my Nurgle Warriors. I mean, admittedly, it's better on.
Yes.
You might actually roll the dodge check.
Right.
But
yeah.
I turned it down as a second skill on Nurgle Warriors. So first on the Chaos Warriors. But once he gets guard on him, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
So
I think for like rookie divs, it was probably pretty sweet. I bet he had a lot of fun with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall I would have wanted blocker guard. It is just. I mean, this is like the fun part of Chaos is like kind of deciding, and he's got a Chaos Warrior with agility 4. Like
I'm real curious to see what that piece does in a game.
Yeah, like you can just really like.
Do you carry on it because it's only move 5? Like I want to carry on the move 7 Pestigor, Beastman of parts. Apologies, hasn't been blessed by Papa Nurgle.
Right.
Because I care more about movement than agility on those things. But I really like to level the AG4 guy to have some.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. I
he's
think
a receiver. He's like a really strong receiver.
Right. Yeah, I think I think I'd probably carry on Mold Cider to get that next level, and then decide if I'm gonna keep. Because I think there are definitely more skills you want in a Chaos Warrior than a Beastman. So like, if you get that,
yeah, I would struggle to justify putting sure hands on a Chaos Warrior. It's basically what
exactly. Yeah, there's Oh, I mean, it would be fun for the rest of us, but I don't know if I would want to play that way. I think he's like a really fun, like, you don't need break tackle sort of
Yeah.
piece, and
I like him more as that. Yeah, it's
interesting
like a
things.
more blitzer safety sort of guy. He's still a little slow for it, but and that sort of thing I was run to is that like a is for movement and your movement 5,
Yep, yep,
and that's like there's a contradiction there. At the same time, he may use them really cleverly, and I want to watch the matches
yeah,
and just see what he gets up to.
yep,
It's an interesting piece.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Truck saying that he should get leap. Yeah, on a double, God, on a double you do dodge, but leap would be hilarious.
It has been done. I think Iron Master had a leap Chaos Warrior at one point. Um, Iron Master is now
What a
doing
terrifying thing to tie into your cage.
right. Plus that animation's just gotta be dope. Like they already like overdo it on all their animations.
Yeah.
Like, what's the leap gonna be? That's gonna be like more flips and spins than Kislev. I don't know.
It's either that or it's nothing, and it's just the piece moves up and down.
Like the I've seen the Beast and Nurgle leap animation, and it is
Yeah, like
just
the
that.
death roller, right? Which is like hops.
Whoop. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it is.
Yeah, because we talk about with like all these cage divers stuck in the middle of the cage, and it's gonna die. It's like, well, Chaos Warrior's 89.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. I like having 3 Mighty Blow on your Beastman feels weird, but I don't really. I don't have much Chaos experience, so I don't know what else you do with Beastman.
It seems to me like it's making up for the fact that he has, because he's got the block guard guy, and I like a block guard, and then he has the weird AG guy, the 2 dodge guys. It's like I need Mighty Blow. It says to me that you probably take the line of scrimmage hits with Beastmen, not Chaos Warriors, which is actually probably kind of nice. It means you can spread stuff out. The Chaos Warriors out then to establish like a front.
Yeah.
So I think there's interesting things you can do with it. But yeah, it's not how I would build them. Ideally, I would want some weirder ones. Right. I'd want the one I'm heading towards my frenzy guy, who's going to surf everybody.
Yeah.
I want my Bullhawk guy. Bullhawk should be caramel pork chop.
Right.
Caramel pork chop. That doesn't sound very good.
Yep. Walked right into that one. I mean, I still would probably take that over rustic tart. That just.
Well, it depends what kind of tart it is. What if it's like apple? What's an apple tart?
I mean, I assume
like
it
rustic,
is, but
with like a rustic feel.
rustic. Yeah, this is interesting choice thinking.
And the Minotaur. You don't always see Minotaurs on camera.
Yeah, it's definitely got the best name for a Minotaur.
Yes.
in this like butter and German
that's a
pancake
butter
coming
cow.
at you. Yeah. Yeah, you don't see a lot of minnows for chaos. Just given their cost, I think.
I don't hate it with how non-bashy the Chaos Warriors.
Yeah.
I guess he can hit with it, but at some point it feels like a piece that like fades away.
Yep. I mean, I
as
think
the Chaos Warriors get better.
right. Similar to how we were talking about with the orcs and their troll.
Yeah. But I wouldn't fire it right now.
Yeah, you
do
don't.
they get mutations on normals, don't they?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I wouldn't hate seeing it. I wouldn't see tentacles.
Does the Minotaur? I'd have to look at that.
I'll
I
look
think so. I think so. I mean, that's yeah. But yeah, I mean, you don't have a strictly.
They sure do.
Okay, there you go. And like they don't. This team doesn't have a strict blitzer at this point, so having like an strength 5 frenzy blitzer that you could just hope that wild animal doesn't happen, but it's it's fairly safe to trust your blitz on it. Yeah, it's not bad to start.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see how he uses it, because managing wild animal. I mean, you've gone to experience as a Norse coach with the Yeti. Is well, if I blitz with it, it's a 2+, and that's nice. But on the other hand, it means I'm blitzing with the guy who might blow my only blitz for the turn with a 1.
Yeah.
That I can't reroll and doesn't have block.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's part of the dream, but yeah. And I mean, again, having a frenzy piece is kind of nice, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what this team does.
Yeah. So I think that brings us to our last team.
Yep.
which, yeah, this is going to put us right at the 2-hour mark for streaming.
Yeah.
Expecting streams going forward to be a little shorter, but
Yeah.
we're going to cover everybody. Yeah, so this is our ramp up coach.
Which
and
explains why it has 5 skills on it.
yeah, which
That pieces to start with.
Right. Yeah, and so hopefully this is well placed. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think they played 6 matches in ramp up, but then of course no OI, and this would be like the one time where I would say like, I know, yeah, I don't want to start the whole OI conversation, but like for ramp up coaches, maybe they should get their own OI, because
I wouldn't. That's actually not the worst idea. I mean, we're not going to get into a whole thing about it, but
yeah,
because this is so
no
bad choices. I mean, a sprint guy and a guy is kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
But in general, it's fine. It doesn't have anything. This, you could see a team come out of the greenhorn with this, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like this would be totally plausible as like a 5B team.
Yep. Yeah, I mean you get a bunch of other than like the line route with Block, right? Who obviously got 2 MVPs. Unfortunate. Yeah. Other than that, I think
that kept happening with my Skaven team. It was so frustrating.
So bad. Underworld 2 has that problem. Yeah, I think like these gutters, yeah, you could see them being exactly where they are after 4 matches in Greenhorn.
Yeah. And like Martin Brisby is like a dream, right? Like you got your move.
Oh yeah.
You're like sprint, sure feet. He's gonna be a natural 1-turner if.
Right.
But he's got so little to protect him right now.
Oh my gosh.
And he doesn't have it yet. I mean, he'll get it.
Yeah.
He'll get a vanity pass.
Right. I mean,
or a touchdown or something.
Right. And for
actually,
that,
you might do the touchdown just because you're like, I want 3 more levels on this guy.
Yeah. I think also they have done the thing that's smart, which is they do have enough fodder if once both of their MNGs come back, right, that they can kind of protect and build. But this is a tough environment to do that. Like this would have been, like I think we both said, like for a rookie team, this would have been perfect.
This would have been amazing, rookie season, because you're like, God, I got 2 heads and I got a movement up. Those are 2 pieces that I'm going to develop really nicely with 2-3 more skills over the course of 13 games.
Yep. And
here he's going to have to be struggling to keep him alive.
Yep. He doesn't have like any meaningful development on the Storm Vernons. One of them's missing the first game. Like Fitzgibbons is going to be like carrying the bash side of this for them, I think, for a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the Rat Ogre is presumably team. It's something that I don't like Rat Ogres long term on Skaven teams. I feel like we're doing a lot of anti-big guy talk. I love some big guys. I love my big guy. I just it's just such an
buy your big guys from the market. That's it. Only time.
But the Rat Ogre, I think, is actually pretty good here. It'll help keep the team alive in the bash teams. Prehensile Tail's cute up against the agility teams. Like that can cause some problems. And again, it's just something to mark them up with.
Yeah.
But it probably someday leaves the team.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really hoping this coach knows what they're getting into a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think they can. It's Skaven, so things can happen for them. But it is it's just going to be tough, even with the inducements that they get, because at 1180, they're not even really at 1180.
Yeah, they're at 1360. Once they have everything.
Yeah, which is
though they can, if they wanted to cut, they could, right? Like we put leader on Jenner, the thrower, which means that once they are back, it's actually 4 rerolls.
Yep.
Which is more than you need.
Yep.
So you could trim that. Though obviously getting rid of stuff always feels kind of bad.
Yeah.
Removing things. I'll say the other thing I would say, if the coach ends up watching this, to keep in mind is, if you don't think you can have a winning season where you're like going to one of the Champions Cup or the Challengers Cup, whatever it's called, then I would consider not doing even though even if you get a lot of inducements, that Wizards are great for winning games as Skaven, but if what you're looking for is survival, then you buy Glart. And you let him stand next to the Rat Ogre, or not next to Rat. You with the Rat Ogre take hits that your gutter runners don't want to take.
Can you repeat that one time, because you kind of broke up when you said the important piece? Like,
okay.
You were looking at a star player, you said?
Yes, yeah. Okay, so yeah. To repeat that, it would be very tempting when you get inducements on this team, and that's what you would do to win games right now, is get the Wizard, because you get the ball on the ground, get it up, or Skaven are amazing at it. I would be tempted to look more at things that would keep the team alive at this stage of development where you're just so junior in the div. And so like Glart, right? That's 210k, and he's strength 4. He's got claw for the bash teams, or he's just got something to stand in the way, strength 4 with block for the other teams. That's I would look at stuff like that probably sooner than a Wizard, unless you're like, well, I'm so good that I'm gonna win anyways. In which case, good luck.
Yeah,
it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you always want to play to win. Like, that's why we're all here. And I mean, but
you're not gonna win if your whole team dies.
Right, exactly. And I think as an Underworld coach who both loved and hated Glart, he can do things. He can fill a need if you're looking to just kind of like both tough it out and also bash a little bit too. The block claw combinations gives enough teams pause that they kind of like figure out they have to work around it a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Like, as a bash coach, whenever I show up, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna need to deal with this guy because he's dangerous.
Right.
He might take out one of my nice pieces.
Yep.
And he draws a lot of attention.
Right. Exactly. And so that's one piece that is getting a blitz instead of one of your gutter runners, or even this thrower when it comes back, or your stormtrooper.
Yeah, but it's a team that needs development, and nothing against the coach. It's just he's played 6 games, and he's got solid development for that, but needs another season.
Yep. All right. So I think that means we're on to our final portion, which is predictions.
Yeah, so I think most weeks we're going to do individual, who we think is going to win, lose, and we'll tally that and all that.
Yep.
But you're thinking about something different for this week.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I think we're gonna do basically our top 2, and then what we would consider a wild card that could maybe make something out of nothing a little bit, or kind of surprise us, and hopefully that covers our bases. we get one of those out of 3 right. I think we'll feel pretty smart. So I say we go like kind of each kind of tier. I'll say one and then you say one. So for like the div winner, my thought for the div winner is actually Tainted Brewers, the Chaos Dwarves.
Okay, justify this to me.
So I think they're the team that has to do the least. And here's what I mean by that. They have all the pieces they need. I don't think they need to develop anymore, but they will. And I think they can play a safe, grinding game. I think they have the Bull Centaurs that can be safeties, like we said, for the fast pieces. And I think they have enough of all like the essentials to just to potentially walk through teams. I think even if they get into some like struggles against a wizard or something, I think they can rally if they position correctly. I think they could rally and be able to take the ball back and punish teams for trying to break into their cages.
I think it's a strong pick. I think of the best suited for the div that's in terms of both like its level of development and what it's good at. So it's a strong choice. If I'd be going to pick a bash team, I probably would have picked that one.
Yeah. So what do you got?
I'm going with all bark no bite. David Leclerc's What Else? And it is not because he has been Precap's going to happen. I just think it's a great team. I think he's going to be able to play it well, and I think it's in like just a wonderful spot. I think it's got a lot of stuff it can do right now, and I like an agility team taking it all in this division because it's so relatively light on the bash. That I think this pile of this line of 87 is going to survive better than it might in some divs. And so I think if he can play it well, he's probably got, I think, at the strongest of the agility teams right now. And I think an agility team's going to take it. So I'm going with him.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. Well, yeah, that spoils my Challengers Cup choice. I think just for all those reasons, I think the Wood Elves are going to be contending, or in some cases the team to beat. And I think it'll be hotly contested, but I think they'll ultimately end up in second.
Well, my Champions Cup pick, Tim Nielsen's Goblins.deck.
Nice.
Skaven, I love Skaven. I rooted for that, love rooting for them and watching their games. I picked a Skaven team to win last season.
Yes.
Terribly.
They started out so strong.
So it might be caster cursing a bit. Except, can I will say, the last season, the team that both me and my co-caster was like, this team is just badly built. It's not going to do very well. Got to the Super Bowl. Didn't win it, but got to the Super Bowl. So
Yep.
Everything I say should be taken with a huge grain of salt. But to praise Goblins.deck, I think it's in a really strong spot right now. I think it's got some of the same advantages as the Wood Elf team we were just talking about, of it's going to have better survivability than it might in some divs.
Right.
And it can harass the agility. It's a Move 9 Gutter Runner is still fast enough to harass an. He's got great pieces for doing it. It's wonderfully built, and it's efficient. Many of those games he's going to get to win against the elf, and that's huge.
Yeah. I think it could be definitely a fun team to watch for sure.
Yeah. Your wild card.
Yeah.
This is going to get to a definition of what counts as a wild card.
I mean, a team that might surprise. I think a team that's going to surprise us, which by definition shouldn't be something that we can pick, but we're going for it anyway. And basically just like, if we're wrong about the two teams that look the strongest, like what's a team that is positioned to like both level up and challenge for one of the top two spots?
Okay.
For me, I think it's gonna be. I'm torn on this one, but I think I'm gonna go with Peak Altitude.
Son of. Or that's also my choice.
Oh, okay. My second choice, so we can just get some more diversity, was gonna be Arf Arf. I'm an elf. Just because I think Necro has a lot of different tools, and they are in a spot that, again, a couple levels happen fast at the beginning of the season, and they can get on a roll. And yeah, so I'll let you take Peak Altitude, but I was thinking similarly for them.
Nice. So yeah, it'll be interesting to watch every team. The people who are actually going to surprise us are going to be the people we didn't even think to mention there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you.
And maybe you'll have a good season.
maybe one of these days.
I didn't think it would be fair to count you as the wild card.
No, definitely not. Yeah, so I think that pretty much wraps us up. Next time, and we still have to work out a set time. It'll probably be Thursdays for me, are a little bit better for this sort of thing.
Sure.
But yeah, Sir Kodiak and I will work out a schedule. We'll try to be a bit more, or try to be a bit consistent as much we can, and we'll try to catch as many matches as we can. Like we said,
we can't promise to see all of them. That
no
can be a bit much, but
yeah, I promise to cover exactly one, and maybe more. No, we'll try to. Maybe we can like split things up or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for folks that watched it live. I'm gonna get this up on REBBL.net for those who didn't, and Yeah, it should be a fun season. I'm excited by all like the mix of both like Ramp Up and Eurogamer minors league coaches all mixing with some old some old div mates from seasons ago, and I think we've got a good mix for a lot of interesting matches and hopefully
Yep.
some good parity going into the end.
Yep.
So yeah, cool. Well, on that note, we will catch you all next week.
Mm-hmm.